Hello everyone and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm David Steele and here's me truck. And today we're in the Mercedes-Benz Actros, but this is the MP2. This is a mod that has been available for some time. And I've played around with it a little bit in the past, but I've not driven it recently. So let's jump in. We've got a load of beverages that we're going to take today. And let's jump in and see how it goes. Okay, alright, so under the hood today we're using, well, no, you know what, let's go back a stage. This is a very basic truck. This is the entry level, pretty much more or less everything that you can get with this truck. The idea behind this, as I imagine, is we just picked this up. It's a used buy, a bit of a bargain. The downside is it's a bit basic, but I mean, what more could we ask for? In terms of hardware under the skin, we are using the OM571. That's Mercedes-Benz 12-litre engine. And this is the baby of the range. It's a 320 horsepower version. Good grief, can't get my words out. And although this truck was sold in many cases with an automated box, we've actually got a manual here. Got a 9-speed manual. This is the Mercedes-Benz G221 gearbox that we're shifting manually today, doing this sequential mode. Let's make sure the game's performing okay. It certainly feels a bit keen to rev. I wonder if there's no weight applied to the truck, but either way, it certainly feels okay. The cargo today is about 47,000 pounds, so we're definitely going to feel that. Remains to be seen how well the truck copes. But, I'm looking forward to the run. This is very much a dry run of this truck. I haven't driven this recently. In fact, I had a bit of a hiatus from Euro Truck Simulator 2. I didn't really drive it much at all. Let's see. I'm using SCS's Smart Sequential Shift mode here today, which means like now I'm going to downshift from 6. It's going to put me down just one cog. But sometimes it will change me up or down more than one gear. With a 9-speed, it's not so obvious. It's way more obvious with a 12 or even a 16-speed. Taking me a bit of time to get used to this truck. Hopefully you don't speed, David. So Austria, Salzburg, and Salzburg is a city I've spent time in a long time ago as a Wayne, as a youngling, as a wee nipper. This engine is taken from the turbodiesel engine pack, or rather it will be in the turbodiesel engine pack. I'm just testing that everything works. So we can find right now. Apart from the obvious operator errors. Okay. It looks like I haven't been around Salzburg for a while either, because there's lots of unexplored roads here. European countries have got that flashing green to say, hey, it's almost time to for the lights to go. The lights are about to go, so we will slow down. Doesn't seem to want to be block shifting here right now. It did there, but I was practically stationary when I went to change down. It's been a few days since I've used the 9-speed, and I forget that it's not the most sensitive, and I can't tell where the light is. Oh, I guess I could. It's green. That was me deliberately block shifting, which was not the kindest to the engine, let's just say. Okay, I'm using judicious application of cruise control here as well. I don't really want to speeding and busted speeding.
Left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Look at the outside view. It's finished in, oh look at that. It's finished in go faster yellow, because who doesn't want to go faster yellow? I guess I got a lot of trams in Salzburg. It's not something I really remember as a kiddo. Still, we're almost at my destination, which is a bit of a trek just to collect my cargo today, so I'm wondering how well the run goes. We have to go through the city. It won't be terrible, right?
Turn right.
Surely. Hoping for today some reasonable climbs. I really want to work this engine. It's been a while since I've worked the lower powered Mercedes engine. I suppose actually the road just bears around to the left anyway. Necessarily need to indicate. Of more concern is not so much going up there to the hill, because just drop it into crawler if I must, or low gear or crawl gear. It's the coming down. I do have an engine brake, and it's pretty effective in the this engine. But against that, it's only a 4x2. Now, it's not the heaviest cargo in the world by any stretch, but it's still heavy enough. Even get a nice shot of the truck driving in. Kind of.
Here we are, safe and sound.
Go. There's my cargo. Looks like a straightforward container. As I say, it's beverages, which can be very meaningless. Or clearly it's tequila. I mean, what else would it be to get me out of bed at this time of day? It's got to be tequila. Of course, the game doesn't say that. It's going to have to imagine that it truly is. Nice effect on the windows there. Let's go ahead and drop the suspension. I can't recall if I've got advanced coupling enabled or not on this particular profile, so I guess we're about to find out. That's it. Oh, I think I'm a little off. Nope, I don't have it turned on. We missed the hole, but it's good enough. All right. Well, let's make like a tree and get on out of here. Actually, first things first, let's go ahead and check the route today. So right back out of the city, okay, fair enough. And then onto, what's this, the A10, the E55. And then that looks like not the most arduous of trips, to be fair. I mean, I'm saying that now. Oh, we could take a diversion along this. This does look like an arduous trip, but I'm not going to be doing that because that will be treacherous and a lot of fun, but not in this. When I say not in this truck, it's not going to be the sort of trip I really want to do. The diversion route here, the A9, E57 could potentially. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get on out of here. Oh. My steering is way over to the side there. There's nothing I'm going to run into though. Okay, that's good. So hope everyone's doing well. And if you're watching this and you've followed the channel for a while, if you have both ETS and ATS, do you have a favorite? And if so, which one is it? And why do you like it? So, I'd like this to claim I like both equally. But one quick look at my Steam hours played in the two games tells you that very much I favour and have favoured American Truck Simulator. And it's not that I dislike ETS2, and I think if I'd never played ATS, I'd be all over ETS2 with nearly 8,000 hours into the game. It's just there's something about ATS that keeps me coming back. And I wonder if it's because I emigrated from the UK to the US, I wonder if that's why. Or it might simply be that I just like American trucks. I don't dislike European trucks. So it is interesting. ETS2 runs better than ATS as well on my machine. Generally speaking, it's an older game. Some areas of the map don't run as smoothly as the newer areas of the map don't run as well as the older areas. But it does run better overall. And cab overs, I enjoy them. One of my favourite trucks, or two of my favourite trucks, are the Kenworth K100 in ATS, which is a cab over, and the Freightliner FLB, which is also a cab over. So I enjoy those two trucks in American Truck Simulator. Here we are driving a cab over in Europe. So yeah, I mean, what's not to like? And I have played around with the Scania T series, which is a bonneted cab over, I suppose. It doesn't seem it's quite like a proper conventional, but it's not far off it. There's not a stop sign here, so I'm not going to worry too much about checking left and right to get up to the sign. Okay, up to this. Is that a Punto? Not sure what that is. Right, well, looks like we're good to go. As far as moving the truck off and going through the gears, and so far it's been better than I imagined. Now, the final drive we're using today is a 3.08 on a direct drive, and what that means is that it's fairly short in the gearing department. So at 90 kilometers per hour, well, actually not quite 90, a little bit less. It's doing about 1400 revs, give or take. Now, I don't know if we'll actually get up to 90 kilometers per hour. If we do, it may be because we're going down a hill and we really need to slow down. But it's kind of short in the gearing department, and that's hopefully going to make the most of what is fairly limited power available under the, I would say under the hood today, under the bonnet, under the cabin really. So we're kind of sitting on the engine. Now I'm hopeful that using the manual shift here will help me get the most from this this engine and gearbox. Oh, I guess I had changed my ride height. Oops. Said and done, we're getting up to 70 kilometers per hour. Fair enough. Let's see, what does it like top? Maybe, but we've got a traffic light to slow down for.
Go straight.
Yep, engine brake seems to work great, but let's see how well it works down a hill. Okay, it changed. A little slow for second gear, but it still pulled it okay. And it looks like traffic's being very respectful of me as well. They didn't try and immediately dart past me. We're clearly not in Texas. So it most definitely would have happened in Texas. Okay. I'm giving it a bit more power right now. My limit is still 50 kilometers per hour, which is about 30 miles an hour, 31 miles an hour, I believe. Back up to 80 kilometers per hour. Okay. Well, I say back up. We've not been to 80 yet. Okay, so my limit is still 70 kilometers per hour. Let's put my cruise on under 70. When you use cruise control, it essentially puts you up to full power, but at the same time, if you're using the transmission in automated mode, it also removes all of the
Second exit.
this engine brake's very effective. It also loses all of the adaptive shifting points. I'm going to assume that this car is stopping, which of course he is, thank goodness. So you lose all of the adaptive shift points, and what that means is that if you're going up a hill, it might upshift a little too early. Actually, to be fair, you don't lose all of them, you just lose a lot of the subtleties there. And it can be kind of disruptive if you're accelerating up a gradient or joining in this case an autobahn maybe. Then you can lose a chunk of acceleration. Now, I've not got much acceleration to lose here. I'm now at full power. Okay, I mean it's doing okay. Is my exit. So yeah, it did not like changing up at 1500 revs in 6th. I'm gonna rev it out just a little bit longer. Try 17. That's better. So the difference between 6th and 7th is pretty steep. 7th to 8th is, I don't think, that massive, but we're only doing 55 kilometers per hour. Maybe not even that yet. So let's get my cruise up to 80, but we're gonna potentially downshift. I think we've crested the hill. Okay. It's kind of bad practice to do that, really. Depending on your engine, it's bad practice to sort of label the engine. Though, if you're climbing a hill and it's just the last couple of hundred meters, it's probably okay. You'd really want to be lifting off the power at that point and letting inertia and momentum carry you up that hill. And then as you crest it, you'll still be in high gear. Then as you drop down the other side, you'll accelerate. Don't really want to be giving the engine a full power at 1000 RPM unless it's specifically designed for that. And I don't know so much as the OM571 is truly designed for that kind of workload. Yeah, so here we see going up this gradient, it's losing speed. I'm going to shift it down. There we go. So I'm going to chase the power rather than rely on the torque. We have 1650 foot-pounds of torque today, so it's not a massive amount of torque, especially for the kind of cargo weight that we're carrying. Stay in your lane, David. Okay, more or less did it, and we're gonna string it out a little bit longer in 7th gear. We'll up shift 700. There we go. So I think this is probably a sensible set of ratios for this truck for mixed use. If you've only got 8 forward gears plus a crawler, it's going to feel that a little bit compromised compared with the 12 speed. There's a reason why 12 speeds in Europe have been very popular. Lots of speed limit changes, lots of gradients and lots of corners. I mean, those are the reasons why. And it looks like we're climbing right now. Although, let's see, can I tell that? Doesn't look like it from the truck computer. Getting 8.5, 9.6, 10, 11, 12 miles per gallon right now, but then that's as we sort of start to level off. And by all accounts, this should be a fairly efficient engine, given what it is. It's a 12 litre, but it's not able to produce that much power. It's not able to burn that much fuel. On the other hand, if you're going absolutely nowhere, slight exaggeration there, but if you're stuck in the lower couple of gears going up a big steep hill and you're burning a huge amount of fuel just to keep the thing going, yeah, your fuel consumption is going to be terrible. But all said and done, we are more or less maintaining speed. Let's see, we've got 192 kilometers left to go. And 3 hours of driving, give or take. We're losing a little bit of speed. But not enough just yet on a downshift. still climbing. A trip like this could be a lot of fun, just to experiment with some of the American engines to see how well that they do. But the old adage is an old-fashioned, in many regards, but still holds true. The Americans saying there ain't no replacement for cubic displacement, something along those lines. But the moral of that particular lesson is you want a bigger engine, and it's something that we see in the American trucks. So your typical fleet truck in America, in ATS at least, well, it's hard to say typical, but let's take, for example, the Peterbilt, let's go with a 579. That either has an MX-13, which is a Packard built in-house engine, it's 13 litres, or, am I supposed to go to the right here? No, I'm not. Or, you might use something like an iX-15, which is a 15-litre engine. Okay, this is an auto tow. Do I really need a 15-litre engine for fleet purposes? I want to say no, and the Euro Truck Simulator game kind of proves the point there. And yet, I find myself doing that a lot. In Europe, your typical engine is typically smaller, so maybe it's 11, 12, or 13 litres. I'm going to get on my engine brake. I do not wish to get busted speeding. I'm going to downshift here. Okay, that works. Using quite a few revs, but yeah, that works all here. Okay, so this is where having a manual is useful. I can deliberately force it into a lower gear. If you're using automated, it might not let you do this. Okay, and then got back on the power and immediately changed up. So, is having a larger engine always a bad thing? No, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with having a bigger engine, and we've seen that a larger engine that's well set up and well optimized for the route can get some great fuel consumption. It's just that all things being equal, and they never really are, but all things being equal, a slightly smaller engine will get slightly better fuel consumption. And of course, there's so many variables. The X15 efficiency is known to be, well, efficient. Is it more efficient than the X12 efficiency in the up-and-coming X10, which may or may not have an efficiency version? Well, the answer there is probably not. Is it efficient enough? Maybe. There are some advantages to having a bigger engine, so the engine brake is a pretty big one. The fact that the engine brake is simply better, it's more powerful on a bigger engine, is a useful thing. On the other hand, you can always downshift, and that's not as pleasant as an experience, but you can downshift and cope with it that way. Downshift. Put in front of this white car, checking my mirror. Thank you, sir. Now the OM571 is an interesting truck engine because although it's a 6-cylinder, it's not like the normal 6-cylinder heavy-duty truck engine. The normal 6-cylinder engine is an inline 6, and this is a V6. Does it change much about its power delivery and its characteristics? Well, it changes it a little bit, but which is reflected in the torque curve. And it makes it a different shape, so it's not as tall. All things being equal, a V6 will not be as tall as an inline 6. It will typically be a little shorter in terms of front to back, because lengthwise, I suppose that way. but it's going to be quite a bit wider. So it's going to fit in a different shaped hole. Is it more compact? You know, I believe the answer to that question is yes. It's typically or potentially more compact, because if your 6 cylinders, if they were to be, you know, merged a little bit, but you know what? Thinking about it, put them side by side, but perhaps. So yes, it would be a little shorter. I'm having a mental blank, but I'm pretty sure that for a V6, you'd have 3 sets of 2 cylinders as opposed to 6 in line. So it is just a different shape. Inline sixes are known for their stupendous torque by comparison. Whoops, in your lane. But a V6 might be known for having being able to rev a little higher. But there's lots of factors that determine this. So I don't think saying it's a 12-litre V6 really means it's in itself meaningless. Other than it's performed admirably given what we've asked it to do, which was haul a heavy load
Right. And then exit right.
with a sensible gearbox. I might have been a little harsh on the transmission there, but go with it. My speaker back up to 70. Oh. We're only about 15 miles from my destination right now. Okay, it reckons we can get up to 80 as a speed limit, but I don't think we're going to make it to that speed. No, looks like we're holding on to 60. Maybe accelerating slightly, so I'm going to tap it down to hold on to 60. No point in throwing away fuel for the sake of throwing away fuel for a few seconds, I don't think. Get off the powder again. Exit. Tell the world where we're going. Little squirt of acceleration there, but we're already doing 70, so I think we're down to 50 now. Actually, we're doing 60, not 50. Yeah, we are. Interesting how the speed limit sort of flicked up to 80 for just a few seconds and then back down to 50. Okay. Managing my gears and my rate of closure. I'm gonna go ahead and stop because it's annoying. Okay. So yeah, I think all up, this engine's performed a lot stronger than I thought. I don't think its miles per gallon has been particularly 7 to the gallon's not bad. Okay, fair enough. It was certainly looking a little depressing earlier on, but nearly 7 is perfectly acceptable.
Go straight.
In fact, it seems kind of encouraging, especially for quite a heavy cargo. This city is called Klagenfurt. Klagenfurt. It sounds like something you have to be excused for in the bathroom. Oh, sorry everyone, just had a quick Klagenfurt. Yeah. This would be interesting to try this with a 12 speed. And Mercedes were getting into the automated manuals. The F2 was introduced. You can recall what the automated box was called. What was it? Yeah, the later ones were called power shift. And then the early ones were either intelligent or just intelligent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were called intelligent. They were sort of an earlier version. Wheaton Fuller released the auto shift in either the late 90s or the early 2000s. Mercedes had a similar idea, and the rationale behind those transmissions were you had the efficiency of a manual, because it's a manual transmission essentially, but with the ease of use of an automatic. Now they're not as smooth as traditional autos. They don't have a torque converter, but torque converters waste a bit of fuel. So the idea is solid enough. I think it's going to be quite an interesting truck with intelligent box. Or install a ZF transmission. That's a German box. Right, what we're going to do today is we're going to pull past this thing. Let's switch to the external view. Let's just do this and straighten up a little bit. Okay. Right, well, I think my very basic fleet truck with the basic interior, the basic look and feel, basic engine, the very basic transmission, everything basic, has actually done all right. But let's go find out. See how well did we do. So 307 kilometers. It's not bad. I suppose distance-wise, and 104, 105 liters. So that is about 7 miles per gallon. It might be slightly lower. But 7 miles per gallon from this kind of cargo is pretty effective. That's nice. The fact that freight ton efficiency, I don't know if that's used in Europe. Let's have a quick look. So it's about 160, 165, 170. I read that the average for the American trucking industry in I think 2019 was something like 70. And so that tells me that this was an efficient use. Caveat being, of course, that the heavier cargoes, it's much easier to get a very efficient FTE score, freight ton efficiency, because essentially you don't have the weight of the trailer of the tractor engine. If you're only hauling 3,000 pounds of cargo, that might be quite a bit less than the weight of your tractor engine, let alone everything else. If you're hauling 50,000 pounds, there's a bit of a difference. Right, well I hope you enjoyed this, hope you got something from this. I'm going to go ahead and go and cause havoc somewhere. Maybe pick up another job. So we'll see how well it works. So thanks so much, and I'll see you the next time. Take care everyone. Goodbye.